Next up, we got Yeon Kim versus Priscila Cachoeira, aka Zombie Girl. I'm a big fan of Zombie Girl. I think she's an exciting fighter. I think she got a bit of a bad name, bad break after the Jillian Robertson fight. Bad decision making there, but at the end of the day, she's been very exciting since she joined the UFC. I think that she's one of those pandemic fighters that got an opportunity of a lifetime and just ran with it. I think the excitement factor really keeps her in people's minds. Just love that nickname, man. Zombie Girl. Pushes forward, reckless intent. She's the true definition of a brawler. But that's where you start to figure out, where can she go wrong? Like, you can take as many shots as you want, but are you able to land? You look at the Luana Carolina fight. Luana Carolina is a great example of a fighter who fights long. She's not very volume oriented, but she's got those precise kicks. She likes to use lengthy strikes, long jabs, and with a fighter like Priscila Cachoeira, that's exactly how you want to fight. She does not want to see the ground very much. If you want to stay standing with her, you just got to keep the distance and really just, pick at her till, the fight's over, or if you can actually finish her. Yeon Kim actually does that pretty much, all fight. She's constant on the balls of her feet, moves laterally very well. She throws out that jab quite often, both to set up her combos and also gauge that distance. And for me, it comes down to how well she utilizes the kicks, in my opinion. Luana Carolina had the perfect game plan. She's kind of the prototype fighter to beat Priscila Cachoeira, in my opinion. And, Kim has the skill set. That's exactly how she fights. But, when you look at her previous fights, you don't see as many kicks being thrown. And I think this is a great example of where you have a brawler who just pushes forward. The kicks are going to work really well in your favor. So whether it's leg kicks or body kicks, I think those are areas and those are skills you really want against a fighter like Priscila. And in this case, you're kind of hoping that the volume striking, the jabs that she throws, kind of add up over the course of 3 rounds, and that's where I'm kind of seeing. We've been on Priscila pretty much for those big wins that she's had now in the UFC, and even that Gina Mazzani fight, you really appreciate the things that she brings to the table when she can showcase the skills. I think that for the most part, when you get those more technical style strikers, I think that's her kryptonite. I think that when you don't want to just stand and bag and go absolutely crazy, it definitely is not what she's looking to do. So you think about the Jillian Robertson fight. Jillian's so good at walking through damage and dealing with punches and adversity in general and just getting the fight to the ground. And once she does that, she kind of has her way with you. And, we saw that in the Priscila fight. But you talk about the Yeon Kim fight. You think about the skills that we've seen from her over the past. I mean, that Meatball Molly fight, I think it was just one where she had a good first round, but man, did Molly gain some confidence later in that fight. You look at the way she approached the second round. I can even remember Yeon Kim throwing a punch and just Molly eating it, and she had that face of someone's like, okay, I got this. And from that point on, the head movement was there, the combos were there, and I think that's where Priscila can find some success. If this just turns into a bit of a boxing slugfest and Priscilla is able to use, let alone the head movement or the defense, but she likes to just take the punches and keep going. So even if she's able to do that in this fight, I think that she's going to be able to find success in that boxing range. That's where she wants this fight. And if Kim can't use kicks to keep her at a distance, this could get very ugly and very dirty in those boxing areas. So like I said, you want to follow anybody in terms of the Priscila Cachoeira game plan. I think Luana Carolina did it perfectly. You accept the fact that you might not be able to finish her, but you land the strikes that is keeping her at a distance, getting you points, and doing the damage you need. So for me, just based on how we've seen lines with Priscila Cachoeira in the past, I think that her style of fighting isn't getting too much respect from Vegas, and Kim is going to look like the more technical fighter from the start, and I'm going to give her a line of about -160. I think it makes the most sense here, but, knowing me, I'm probably going to be riding that Priscila in no time. But let's take a look here. Opening line, Kim comes in as -225, but nope, that's moving down. She's coming back into that -150 to -200 range. And, man, Priscila was actually about that +188, close to that +200 range. It is now coming down. Looking at Bet365 for a live line, Priscila is now all the way down to +150, with Kim coming as at -175. So Pretty good line movement there in favor of Priscila. I mean, if you are going to ride the dog, it seems like that line's going to get better and better for her. For Kim. So I would say pick that up right now if you're feeling it. I don't think there's going to be a finish here. There rarely is unless Priscila really finds that success in the boxing. I think Kim's style of fighting, it's really going to be that point style. Get as many punches and kicks landed as possible. Keep your distance and avoid that brawling distance, because Priscilla's coming.